Welcome back to the TGP Wrestling Podcast and YouTube show, of course. This is the Friday Feast. It has been a very, very long time since we've done a Friday Feast. Unfortunately, you don't get to see me and Chris's handsome faces today, but we have got you a logo of Wrestlemania for next year, because that's what we're talking about, and a screenshot from the Squirtle Squad episode of Pokemon. Chris, thoughts on that?
I prefer Charmander, but it looks like a cool photo, so.
I see. Okay. Chris, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about WrestleMania 41, and we are trying to put our predictions in for the match card very early on. Literally, this is recorded, not even a week past SummerSlam?
Yeah, so we're going very early, and we'll do this again before, but this is our kind of like post SummerSlam one. We'll probably do another one around December, January-ish time, before the Rumble.
Yeah, before Rumble, probably just after Survivor Series in between there.
Sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 7 matches on each night. I will go first, and then Chris will give me his match. Do you want to do it that way? Do you want to do match by match, or would you rather you read out all of yours and I read out all of mine?
Shall I do night 1, you do night 1, I do night 2, you do night 2?
Sweet. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so kicking off night 1 will be the Men's World Heavyweight Championship match. And I've put Gunther, who will still be champion, against Ilya Dragunov.
Okay.
That'll be a solid match. Got history. And have they got a 5-star match?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because I know Gunther's got quite a few. I'm pretty sure he's got a couple within WWE. But I don't know if it's with Ilya or not. But either way, it will bang.
Okay, I like that. Strong start to night 1. I assume these are in order as well.
Pardon?
These are in order as well, aren't they?
Yeah, so it will start off night 1, and then my 7th match on night 1 will be the main event. So, match order.
Lovely.
Second match will be the Women's Tag Team Championship match, and it will be a fatal 4-way. So it'll be between Io Sky and Kairi Sane versus Bayley and Naomi versus Nia Jax and Nikita Lyons versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez.
Bro, you love Nikita Lyons.
I do like myself other Lyons. I can't lie to you. And Roxanne Perez, I can imagine her getting called up pretty soon. Between now and Mania, I reckon. She's due it. Third match, a bit of a random one. It just be a Logan Paul versus Damian Priest. Can't lie to you. I need a Damian Priest on the match card. I think he's earned a WrestleMania spot for his work ethic like he's done for the past year or so. And Logan Paul will still be on the match card at some point. So that's the only match that I could see together from all the other picks I've had. It is a bit of a random one, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Then the fourth match will be for the United States Championship, and it will be Carmelo Hayes, who will be champion by then, versus Trick Williams.
Whoop that trick.
Whoop that trick indeed. I can see LA Knight dropping it. The US Championship is a bit fodder.
Hit and miss, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, ever since I think for last time it was like proper relevant in my opinion was the John Cena Open Challenge days. Ever since then, it's just been on a downhill. Fifth match of the night. This is a random one as well. It'll be a 6-man tag team match between Finn Balor with God versus AJ Styles with the Good Brothers.
Oh, you've gone for a bit of a Bullet Club vibe, have you?
Bullet Club angle there.
Like that.
With a Judgment Day thing, I feel like between now and Mania, I think it would slow down. So they'll go off to do separate things by like December time, in my opinion. The sixth match will be the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match, and it'll be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley versus Asuka in a triple threat.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, I just needed a spot for Rhea because I was like, who could I put in this match? I can't just have a Becky Rhea 2 because it would be a bit mid with them having one at Mania 40. So I thought I'd throw an Asuka in there.
Fair enough.
And then the main event for night one will be the head of the table match, Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
You've gone Roman Reigns Rock for your main event.
Yep.
Okay. It's interesting. That is interesting.
It is indeed.
So, I've gone for. Mine is there are similarities for sure, but it's not exactly the same. So, and we don't have the same matches as such. So, I've got to open night one, Bron Breakker versus John Cena for the IC title.
Okay.
I just think that would be great for Bron Breakker to be in such a huge match. He would have then had a 8-month title reign at that point. So
yeah,
he would have had a decent title reign, and I would have John Cena win, of course. You don't need to say that for all of them, but I just feel like for this one I wanted to. I just feel like John Cena winning this makes a lot of sense. Like he gets to win the IC title. I wouldn't even care, to be honest, if he won the IC title and lost it on Raw. To be honest, do you know what I mean? Like it's one of them that you can say he did it and it's on his resume. So that's one for me. Secondly, I went for a weird match for my second match. Now, I don't think Becky Lynch is going to retire. I want to put this out there. However, I can see a world where she potentially might think about it. Right? So with that in mind, I've gone for Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, and the stipulation being that Becky's career is on the line.
Okay. Big step for Lyra as well.
Yeah, massive for her. And I wouldn't even be dead set on who wins that match. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind if Becky won and carried on. But either way, it would be a massive match. Because if I said to you now who wins that match, most people wouldn't know. Because it's really unknown where Becky's head's at with staying in wrestling or not.
Mm.
So I'm not actually convinced that's a really easy match to predict either. So I think it'd be very cool and good for both of them. I've then got Bloodline. And when I say Bloodline, I mean Bloodline Tag Champs. So Jacob Fatu and who did he win with?
Tama Tonga.
Tama Tonga, wasn't it? Yeah. So Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu against. It's a bit boring, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I just kind of have a Bloodline themed weekend in a way. So I would kind of think that that'd be a really good match. It gets them on the main stage as well, and it kind of makes me happy thinking about it. I don't know. I just feel like it's a good match. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's a good match, middle of the card sort of thing. Keeps the night going. So I think that'd be cool. The next one, I hate myself. I really hate myself for this.
Matt Riddle coming back.
No, please, for the love of God. Now, I'm not saying this because I think this should happen. I want to point that out to every single person. I would not be in favour of this happening. Robbie would love this, by the way, but not me.
Okay.
So I would have Logan Paul against Bad Bunny.
I can't believe you want that to happen, Adam.
I don't. Oh. No, it would be awful as an idea, but I genuinely think it would potentially do numbers.
Yeah, that's the job it will fulfill.
WrestleMania kind of is that. It's not always about the most deserving people being on the card. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is. It's a business, and Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny will do clicks. And modern day WWE, that's something they're bothered about.
Mm.
So, yeah, kind of shit, but it is what it is.
It happen as well.
Do you know what I mean? You know, now I've said it, you sort of think, oh, actually, they might do that. Because they want Bad Bunny back, don't they? So I just feel like it would make a lot of sense, and it gives Logan a match that's really unimportant, but keeps him on the card. So I just feel like that's good for him. Next, I have got Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. Now, I think that Shayna Baszler, with this new group that she's in, will be really good.
Is this for a title?
Yes. So this will be for Nia's women's title. I just think that Shayna Baszler is super talented. I always have. But I think that this new group is going to gain a lot of traction. And I actually see Shayna Baszler winning the Women's Rumble if they carry on the way that they are now.
Yeah, I've always rated Shayna Baszler. I thought she... what I was going to say... I thought she was going to gain traction from after winning Rousey at last year's SummerSlam. Even though the match wasn't that great, I thought that was her step in the right direction.
Yeah. So I do think that Shayna would be a good choice. And I actually think that there's not many women that can have a good match with Nia Jax. That's not... I say it's not disrespect. It is disrespect. I don't like Nia Jax. So I'm not going to sort of like... Do you know what I mean? I don't care, really. She's not going to listen to this podcast, is she? If you do, Nia, just stop wrestling. You just hurt people. And not
I like you, Nia, in like a I don't really like you kind of way.
But I have got a bit of an extra to this. I have got Tiffy cashing in.
I like to see that, a woman cash in.
Exactly.
Mania.
I want to see the women cash in at Mania. I think it would be massive for the women's briefcase, and it would be massive for Tiffany Stratton, and she completely deserves it. So, and it gives enough time for her to hold it and be like a will she, won't she? And she's friends with Nia Jax. I just think it makes too much sense to not do. Do you know what I mean? So, I think that's where I'm at. The next match, we actually have one of the same matches.
Oh.
Because I've got Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov for the World Heavyweight title.
Oh. Great minds think alike, you know.
Similar to your perspective on it, is that I just feel like that is a really good match that will happen down the line, but it doesn't need to happen quickly. Like they're not on a collision course with each other currently, so it's not as if they have to do it soon. So I would do that, and whether Ilya wins or not is based on whether or not you want to push him to the moon. Because if you do want to, then that would be massive for him to end Gunther's title win. But I wouldn't have him win. I would have Gunther win. Mainly because he lost last year. But I'm just saying that's an opportunity for them. And then my main event, I've also got Roman Reigns. But I got Roman versus Solo. Now,
yeah, I can see that happening.
In a Bloodline Rules match. The issue I've got with this is that how do you keep them apart from now until Mania? As in, like, how do you stop them having a one-on-one match? Or I know that the thing is, they've proved they can do it because they did it with Punk and Drew. They started their beef in January and they had a match in August. So they've proved they can do it. It's just how do they do it? And the reason that I think they can do it is because I don't think Roman's going to be there every week. I think he will be a part-timer.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I think obviously Punk being injured kind of helped with the match being so long away. But they can prove like they do it with Becky and Rhea. They gave Becky Lynch a lot of side quests for like a good 5 months. So they can do. Yeah, like Roman Reigns can just compete against anyone else from the Bloodline kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like 3 times between now and Mania.
You could literally have a storyline where Roman. Well, I don't think Roman will come back at Bash in Berlin. I doubt that he'll have a match for that. I don't actually see that he might not even have a match till Survivor Series, where I
War
think they'll do
Games.
the Bloodline War Games. So I suppose in that sense they're going to face off at some point, but not in a one-on-one match and not for the head of the table, because that's what it's really about. So they could literally do. Yeah, go on, mate.
I'm just going to say Solo could just literally cost Roman at Rumble.
Yeah, so you could do Survivor Series, Rumble, Mania. Survivor Series, Bloodline War Games, Rumble, one of them costs the other one, and then WrestleMania is what them two one-on-one. So I think it can be done, and I think I'd like to see it. I've been very critical of Solo, and I do take some of it back because I think that when he came up to the main roster, I don't think he was ready, and I stick by that. But recently, he has improved a lot, especially in the ring. His mic work is better. He does have a natural aura to him. So I do kind of feel as if I feel like he's getting better. And I think by next Mania, he will probably be quite a top star on SmackDown. So it'll be a massive match.
Yeah, I always liked Solo, to be fair, but I feel like they've gave him a few more losses than he needed to, with very less matches that he's had since joining Bloodline. I think if you give him a few more PLE matches that he won, then I feel like he'd be more of a star. That I feel he would go into the Cody Rhodes match at SummerSlam, felt more of a competitor than to what we know that was going to happen with Cody retaining.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that there's a lot that you can do with it. But that is the end of my night one. So, Chris, without further ado, do you want to go on to your night two?
I do. There's a bit of a, not storytelling wise, but a bit of a build up for this. So I'm not going to tell you the match just yet, but I think Tiffany Stratton will cash in on Nia Jax at the Royal Rumble. And she has a plan of cashing in, winning the title, winning the Rumble, so no one can compete for her title, yet she can go on and compete for the Raw title. But that won't go to plan. I feel like she will be the last one in the ring before the 30 number come out, and whoever comes out at number 30 will win it, and then first Tiffany at Mania. So my first match for night two is for the Women's WWE Championship, and it's Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh, you're going for the big money match.
That is saucy, you know. And I think it might be like a start of passing the torch because they do give the same aura, the same vibes, in a sense. And Tiffany Stratton's like young, up and coming. She would, rise to the stardom with help from Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I like to see that happen. I wouldn't want Charlotte to win because I would just feel like Tiffany Stratton's title reign was more of a what's the word? What's the word when you lose a title after like a
Transition.
month? Transition. That's the one. Yeah. So I wouldn't want her to lose to Charlotte. I'd have Tiffany Stratton to win. My night two, match two, will be the men's tag team championship match, but it'll be a ladder match, the same format with both belts hanging. In my opinion, in another match, because the formula worked last year, well, this year, and I know they did it just to split up the belts, but I think it just works in general. And with the amount of star power you've got on the roster, with very little, spaces on the card, and they want to give everyone, a WrestleMania paycheck, I feel like doing this type of setup again would work. So for the teams, I've got DIY, Creed Brothers, AOP. I've got two NXT tag teams because they will win on their NXT brand to qualify for it. It'd be Chase U and Axiom and Nathan Fraser. Versus, right? LA Knight and the mystery partner. LA Knight's not on the card. I'm talking to Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis like, you know what? You can be in a tag team title match, but you need to find your partner. And his partner is, when you say his name, he appears.
Oh, okay.
Bit of LA Knight, Joe Hendry partnership. Why not? And obviously
Nice.
they'll win the SmackDown side of things. And I'll put Axiom and Nathan Fraser to win the Raw side of things.
Wow.
I think that'll be a good little partnership duo. LA Knight, Joe Hendry. They're both good on the mic. They're both decent in the ring. They're not something special in the ring compared to a lot, but they do the job in a sense. And their kind of physique and match presence would feed off each other.
Okay.
For match 3 would be for the Intercontinental Championship. And it'd be Bron Breakker versus Austin Theory.
You really like Austin Theory, don't you?
I've just got like a storyline in my mind that I like to see where Austin Theory can go. And him winning the IC title at Mania against Braun would the direction I would want it to go in that mindset. If it doesn't happen, I'm not like Robbie, where if DIY's not on the card, I'll cry about it. You know what I mean? But like, now I've just got the mindset of Austin Theory winning the IC title next night on Raw. He will then just go on and just talk about how 2 years ago he called out a man named John Cena. He said he wasn't ready yet, and just go on from there. And John Cena can win the belt from Theory, and pass it back to Theory again on the 3rd match. So then John Cena's elevated Theory. John Cena's got the IC title to get the Grand Slam, and Theory can elevate the title more.
Okay, I like it.
Would I think it's going to happen? No. But it's just, if it does happen after me saying all of this, then I'll come across as the smartest man alive.
Yes, you will.
Thank you. 4th match would be the White Six versus all 4 members. Versus Jimmy Uso, Jay Uso, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
Oh,
yeah. I think obviously White Six has got the whole, you betray your family, we hurt you kind of aspect. Jimmy and Jay's betrayed each other in a sense. Sami and Kevin continuously do that. So it's a good little dynamic. And to have Kevin Owens team up with the Usos where he doesn't really like them as well. I think it'd be a saucy match.
I like it. It's a good idea.
I was struggling what to do with the White Six, to be honest with you.
I get that though. I get that.
For the 5th match will be a Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk, Rollins, and Drew McIntyre.
Damn. Okay.
I could see him doing just a one-on-one Punk Rollins match, but I need to throw Drew on the card. I feel like they could potentially not do the triple threat at Bad Blood or whenever, because I feel like Rollins is going to do side quests with Bronson Reed at the moment. So I feel like they could literally just like stretch it out to have Punk Rollins Drew at Mania. They could do Punk Rollins at SummerSlam next year, kind of stuff. And I think it'll be a saucy match.
I think CM Punk and Drew McIntyre will probably have 3 matches. I do think they'll probably end up having 3. I don't know if they're going to be like back-to-back pay-per-views or anything, but I think they will have 3 matches overall.
I'd just like to see that triple threat happen. I could see it happening before Mania, but I feel like they could push it to Mania if they wanted to. And then for the 6th match, I've got just standard one-on-one, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. It's just a Mania match, isn't it?
It is a Mania match, so obviously no title on the line, just that match as is.
Yeah, they've got the star power alone. I felt like they was going to split before SummerSlam to have it at SummerSlam, but I feel like SummerSlam wouldn't even do it justice.
No, I like that. I like that a lot.
And for my main event, WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena.
Oh, see, I was literally wondering this whole time, like, when is he going to put Cena on this card? Like, surely at some point he put Cena on the card. Damn. Okay, so you've gone Cody versus Cena for the WWE title. That is crazy. Who wins?
I don't know. I'm struggling on that part. Not gonna lie to you. I can see both of them win.
I mean, there's definitely there is an element of like both make sense, isn't there?
Yeah. I can see John Cena winning because I know even though John Cena doesn't really matter if he doesn't win the full 17. Is it 17 titles? He's on 16 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like WWE want him to have that record, and with it being his final year, it's their last opportunity to do so. He could drop it at SummerSlam.
See, I like that, but I actually have a different approach for it. So my approach for that was have him win it the day before his contract expires.
Oh, that's mad.
I just put loads of jeopardy in it, like will he do it, will he not, and stuff. And he wins it literally the night before his contract, and then he literally he just vacates it.
Would you have him throughout the year?
It could be World Heavyweight title. It doesn't have to be Cody's, does it? It's just a world title.
True, but I feel like me personally, it needs to be WWE.
You could have him face Cody at some point in that year, and then just have it be like he gets one last chance and he just gets it over the line and does it. Because I feel like Cody would be fine with that storyline anyway.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I think he'd kind of be on board with it. So, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. But that is we're going off on a tangent here. I don't want this episode to be like 2 hours long because I like it. My night too. Now, I've got some crazy takes here, matches wise, but they are good. So I think it'll be good. So I've got night 2 opening up with the US title. In fact, actually, I'm going to switch this around a little bit because I did have night 2 with the US title, but I'm going to save that because I actually think that night 2 can start with my craziest take match.
Okay.
And just bear with me because it is mental, right? I've got CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, the reason being is that I think they could comfortably have a match in the sense that Stone Cold had a match a couple of years ago with Kevin Owens and it was absolutely fine. He comfortably had that match. There wasn't really an issue. And CM Punk has said for years and years and years how desperate he is to go against Stone Cold at some point. So I kind of looked at it and thought, I can't give Punk the main event, but I could give him a match that realistically doesn't matter who wins. I would say Punk. I don't know actually. I don't know who would win, but it doesn't matter who wins, and also it doesn't put like CM Punk into the title picture because I'm not against him winning a belt. I just think that he doesn't need to right now. Do you know what I mean? So like that's
I get you.
So yeah, it's a crazy start.
It is very ballsy
For night 2. But what do you think out of interest?
I mean, it is a match I'd like to see to happen. It's one of those dream matches, isn't it? And like you say, I do think that Stone Cold just has the legs to do it as well, especially the match against Kevin that he had a couple of years back. Yeah, no, can I see it happening? Probably not.
I can't see it happening,
yeah.
But then this is kind of maybe what we're about a little bit, to do a bit of fantasy booking, things that could happen. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at with this.
The fact that it's opening a Wrestlemania and not closing it just shows the amount of star power we've got.
The main event's just too juicy, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it. The main event is just too juicy, but we're not there yet. So let's we're not there yet. But second match, I have got a fatal four-way ladder match for the women's tag team titles.
Okay.
So I've got Zoe and Sonia. Just makes sense, doesn't it? Shane's got a match night 1, they've got a match night 2. If they take the trajectory that I think they will, then this will make sense. Unholy Union, obviously, as champions. Bianca and Jade, I get that I think they probably will break up before this. I just wanted them both on the card.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And versus Damage Control, so that could be any 2 members of Damage Control. I think that'd be fun. I think title match, so multiple team matches or multiple people matches for a title at Mania just feel right. Do you know what I mean? They just feel like it should happen. And we've both got one in here. I just think it works.
Yeah, the only time it don't need to be is if there's an ongoing, actual, decent feud going on, like the Usos versus Sami and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to make this one my tag title match because I've got the tag team titles being defended on night 1, and then the Raw ones on night 2, which leads into my next match. Now, this I don't think this has been done in WWE as a concept. It has been done in wrestling, but it probably has been done in WWE at some point. I just can't remember when. So this match is for the Raw tag titles and the Raw Women's title.
Oh, okay.
It has been. Has it been done in WWE like that before? I think it maybe has. I just can't think of an example.
I can't remember in the slightest if it has happened.
So I've got Finn Balor, JD, Dom, and Liv against Rhea, Damien, and this is kind of where it goes a bit crazy. Seth and Lexis King.
Okay. Just like a random name.
Lexis King, obviously, Brian Pillman Jr., isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think him and Seth, I don't know why, him and Seth would be such a fun team, right? And you're probably thinking, why Seth? Seth's had issues with Finn Balor in the past. I know he's kind of had an issue with Damien recently, but Damien's turned face now. So I kind of feel as if, yes, it is maybe just the shoehorning Seth on the card thing, because I can't have a WrestleMania without Seth Rollins. But I think it'd be really fun. I think that'd be a really fun match.
Yeah, it does sound fun. It's just how they will book it.
And I think I kind of think Lexis King in that Judgment Day battle, I think he fits in really well. Like his whole vibe, I think he could genuinely fit in there really well. Obviously, you'd have to turn him face. That's the only thing. But I think that you can do that. And if you wanted to do it, you could have Finn and JD's team win because Lexus cost Damien the match. I wouldn't do that. I'd have Damien's team in that scenario win because then you'd have Seth and Lexus King as Raw Tag Champions and then Rhea be Women's Champion again. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, Damien's just in that match just to beat the living shit out of Finn, really.
Yeah, pretty much. So he doesn't really care about the titles. It's just a case of I want to fucking hurt you. Whereas Seth and Lexus King will go on to be a good tag team. I'm sorry, if you've not thought about this before and you're listening to this, think about Lexus King and Seth Rollins being a tag team. Because genuinely, it works really, really well. I honestly promise you that would be really fun.
The both look alike as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense. I don't think I'm being crazy. I'm sure someone's going to tell me I'm being crazy, but we'll see. Next match. Now, this match I'm super excited about. I don't think it would happen, but I'm excited about it. So Uncle Howdy versus Drew McIntyre. in a Hell in a Cell match.
Okay, I was thinking we're gonna throw Drew on the card. To be fair,
I think that when you've wrapped up this Drew CM Punk stuff, I think Drew would be a fantastic person to get targeted by the Wyatt Six. Because
yeah.
it doesn't. We don't have to think too deeply into it because Bray Wyatt did stuff for certain reasons, whatever, right? But you could look at the whole 3MB stuff and all that, and if you really wanted to, there's lots of reasons why the match could happen, but I'm not going to go into all that. All I'm going to say is that I think that would be a really fun match. The reason it's Hell in a Cell is because it starts at Rumble and it gets more intense. And I think Drew would be really good at playing the role of the person being attacked by the Wyatt Six as well. I think that Drew has that in his locker. Like he was going insane about Punk. I think he could do something similar about Wyatt Six.
Yeah, you're absolutely nutty.
So I really like that as a match, and I think that there's so much you could do with it. And I would have Uncle Howdy go over because I think that'd be a huge win for him. Huge.
100%.
So I really like that one. That one feels like just a really good Mania match that I think people would get behind. I toyed with the idea of thinking Undertaker, but I went against that because I just thought it shouldn't happen. It isn't going to be good. It just isn't going to be good. That's the thing. It's just not going to be good. So I was like, I'm not bothered about that happening, to be honest. Next, I've got the US title match that I mentioned earlier. I've got LA Knight versus Ethan Page. Tell me that wouldn't be a brilliant feud.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you there.
With them two going back and forth on the mic, that would be an insane feud. They would absolutely kill each other on the mic and have a really, really solid match at Mania. And I would have Ethan Page go over just because I'm the resident Ethan Page fanboy in TDP and I love him and I think that he deserves the world. And I love that he's NXT champion. And I love that he retained at Great American Bash.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking his stuff. I like how crazy he's getting because he keeps on getting pinned, but not in matches.
Yeah.
And you've got the referees did it count? No, it didn't count. See?
See, it's fine. Get pinned. Oh dear. But yeah, so I really like this. I just think that's a really fun, good match to do. And then my main event, I've gone for a main event that has been rumoured and would be the epitome of me getting excited about stuff. So two people I absolutely love, as you know. The Rock versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship.
Yeah. I could tell before this call even started that was the main event that you was going to do.
100%. I love The Rock, as you know. I am TGP's resident Cody Rhodes lover, as you also know. So this would be a wet dream for me of a match. to put it in the nicest possible way, that is what this would be to me. I would absolutely love this match. And I would almost say that I don't mind who wins. Because by that point, Cody would have had it for a full year. And I think that you could make a case that The Rock would win it. Because then you could do Rock Roman at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
They're making SummerSlam bigger next year, right? Is it next year it starts 2 nights?
I think it's 2026. I think we've got one more year of one night.
But I enjoyed SummerSlam this year. But if you did that match, Roman versus The Rock at SummerSlam, or even make it a triple threat, you are taking one of the biggest SummerSlam matches of all time. So there's lots of ways that you can go into that Cody Rock thing. And Cody Rock had a better feud than Cody and Roman did leading up to Mania.
Oh yeah.
Which I know sounds like maybe a hot take. I don't think it is at all. I think Cody Rock had a great feud going into Mania.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a hot take. I fully believe that. I feel like majority of WWE fans was more hyped for Cody Rock segments than Cody Roman. Even though Cody Roman segments were really good. I think the whole aspect of Rock and Cody stuff I'm surprised at the Rock heel turn in a sense. Just heightened up a little bit more.
I think that was the most insane part, is that we're not saying the Cody Roman stuff was bad because it was amazing. And any other year, it would have been like the biggest thing and everyone would have been really hyped for it. I'm just saying the Cody Rock stuff was better, which is such a compliment to the work that they did as well. I mean, I personally, again, this might be a hot take, The Rock's best ever character was the final boss. I would die on that hill. I think the final boss Rock was amazing. It was just amazing work after amazing work after amazing work. It was just unbelievable. God, I love The Rock. Anyway, I could just sit here and talk about The Rock and Cody.
You're just dreaming about it now, aren't you? Really?
Oh, mate, I can't
Gotta
even.
Get cleaned up.
in Vegas as well. It's just, I want to go to this Mania. There's no way I'll be able to afford to go. And there's no way that I'm going to get the old clearance on that one. But, babe, do you want to go to America next year? Yeah, whereabouts? Vegas. Yeah, Vegas. Around April time, you know. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? But
How much have we got in the savings?
the old equity from the house, maybe. Vegas, baby, let's do it.
Babe, I've sold the house. Hear me out.
Just hear me out. It's Cody Rock.
We watch night 1, bam, hotel it, bam. Night 2 sorted. Hit the casino, get our money back.
Stick it all on red before Mania start. Double our money, Mania for free, buy a better house. Let's go.
Easy days.
Oh dear. Anyway, that was our August edition of our WrestleMania preview. Now, we're going to do another one this year at some point, so we'll probably do it around December time. And also we'll have a lot of Christmas content around December, of course. And then we will revisit it probably after the Rumble. So we'll do the third installment of our preview in probably about February, March time, because then we'll know who won the Rumble and we'll know whether the landscape sort of lies at that point. Chris, have you got anything else that you want to add?
Not really. I feel like you probably got the better cards, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got YouTube now. So if you want to drop a comment in the old comment section saying TGP Adam or TGP Chris, go for it. I'm intrigued to see what people say. But that is all we've got time for today. The Friday Feast back with a bang. To be honest with you, Chris, I'm going to say this, and this is a bold statement. You don't know this yet.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, the new co-host of the Friday Feast is Chris. Chris, you've been promoted. You've been promoted.
Does that mean there's been a demotion?
Yep. Robbie, cry yourself to sleep at night.
Loser.
All right. Bye.